but I got in real bad trouble. People started sending me like death threats on Facebook over this joke I made.
Can you say it right now?
I can, because I feel like it's not that offensive.
And
now.
if it's really bad, we'll have them edit it out.
This was like 10 years ago, okay? And
all of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the knots,
Modern times,
all of the
you have literally
guap,
Your
all of
eyes
the
almost
pesos, all
shut.
of the pollo, all of the money, all of the money, all of the money.
I don't think he is.
Like this.
I don't think he's stoned. I usually can tell.
I'm pretty stoned.
Yeah, usually.
I'm pretty stoned. Joey comes in here, he's stoned every fucking time. But there's like different levels of his stonedness. Like sometimes the dude gets like a 30-second thought and he's gone. Yeah. So I could tell how much weed he smoked depending on the podcast. Can't you?
And when he smoked it.
Yeah, like right before he comes in. Or...
Sometimes it's like I took a break at the shop before I came out here and smoked a joint and rode here and thought about it. And sometimes it's like I threw it out in the parking lot.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
I am aggressively high right
I was on the back porch smoking right before I came in and said the first word of this podcast. Yeah, because we do a podcast together.
I think I seen you on there.
Barrel, and he, there's levels of stonedness for him for sure.
I love Joey. What a crazy guy.
Yeah, Joey's fucking awesome.
He's got a good story. That's it. I love all of you guys comedians because everybody's got a different story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a mold, you know.
Yeah.
He's picked up skydiving, so.
It takes like
a
fucked up.
Oh, he's jumping 3 times today.
Yeah,
like he wants to do it by himself.
Now. Yeah,
well, he's already done it by himself, but he's wanting to get certified to do it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I want to go skydiving.
You should go with him and do it on the podcast.
Oh, that would be cool, actually.
Yep.
He'll hook you up.
It would look like a little baby's on my back.
He'll hook you up. We'll see how much they'll charge us, and I will actually pay for some of it too. I think they should give it to you for free though.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
It's free exposure, you know.
Yeah.
But they are like.
But you have to do it in a bikini. Not in the show.
Freeze.
Well, let me be tan.
Yeah.
I'm not paying
and don't
for
you
the
land
if you're
on
down
your
for
ass?
it, they're down for it.
Don't you land on
just
your...
walk.
You just walk.
No, you're supposed to like put
you're
your
gonna
feet
be
up.
Yeah, but you're gonna be with somebody. They're gonna
but
land
if you do
for
that,
you.
you're a fucking sissy. You got to do it like they do it in the movies and fucking swoop down there and walk it off like everybody else. That's what everybody in all their videos does.
I'm not trying to break my fucking legs either.
Fuck that. But you also ain't trying to land like a sissy in front of all these other skydivers.
It's my first time. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you can. And be a sissy forever.
That's fine.
Speaking about first times, after your first time doing it, did you do whatever you wanted then?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a downhill roller coaster. Actually, the first time was not great.
I'm not interested in skydiving.
Me neither. Not after I saw that video from Orlando where the guy fell off the roller coaster.
Or it fell off the thing, like the
I mean, there's like one.
Why would that deter you from skydiving? That doesn't have anything to do with skydiving.
Because I just saw how he hit the ground.
I think if I died from anything, like skydiving would be the one because you're fucking gonna die.
Sometimes you don't though.
You don't. There's a lot of people don't. Yeah, you're right. You don't.
There was a lady that came and talked to my school who had survived a skydiving accident.
I mean, it's like 1 in a million.
What was she talking
What'd she
about?
look like?
I don't know. I was trying to picture it in my head.
Was she fucked up or was she normal?
I can't remember. I think she was normal.
Well, then that's killer.
But I'm sure she was fucked up. You just couldn't.
So
it just wasn't surface level.
So we do something called tell me something you don't know, and I did something. I said there was a guy. It was a military guy, right?
Yeah, he fell 30,000 feet out of a fucking...
and walked the fuck away.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's what I'm saying. It's not your time to go.
No, for sure, not that person's. If you get hit by a train right after, it's not your time to go either.
Fuck that.
There's also
My friend went to Six Flags right after that thing happened.
Crazy.
I'm like, you are crazy. Like I wouldn't. I mean,
I bet there was no line.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I know it's like 1 in a million.
Free
There was
fast.
talking about one like a million or whatever. There was this. I also did one time that this guy got hit by a foul ball. This is like in the 50s, 40s or whatever. Got hit by a foul ball and knocked him out. Right? They had the old stretcher come down there, stretch him off, and when they were walking around, he got hit by another foul ball on the stretcher.
He needs to stay inside.
You can look that up.
Look
that up. It's from a long time ago. But it's recorded. This dude that the chance of you ever catching a foul ball or getting hit by a foul ball in an MLB game is insane.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
low.
and this dude got hit by 2 within the same batter.
Dude, y'all had some cool people come talk to y'all. What was ours like, Tristan? Didn't we have straight horror stories come talk to our
like
school?
Drug addicts?
No, we had like a fucking helicopter like land on our football field one time and like give us this they had like some cars out there and shit. I can't remember specifically what they were talking about, but they were talking about like prom was coming up and they were talking about drunk driving.
Yeah.
And they painted this story for us of like one guy leaving his prom and killing like a fucking family of 6.
Whoa.
Jesus,
Like
that's
after
heavy.
he left or something like this. And I was like fucking 15 years old. I was like, God damn, I don't
You
even
can't
have my
even
license.
process it at that
No,
age.
fuck no.
So when we were in
people out there crying and shit,
Maybe
children.
some people can, I
like,
guess.
So when we were in 6th grade, it was like AIDS. You know, I don't know how old you are. It's like everybody was talking about AIDS and people were like, don't spit on somebody, you're gonna catch AIDS. You know, this
sounded
is
like people were
a
cheering.
long time
for
ago.
them.
No. AIDS. No. I think it was right
like
around
COVID.
it was right around the time of Magic getting it and it was just the talk of the year of this is how AIDS is. You know, you get AIDS. Here's how you don't get AIDS.
Thank
you know?
God that guy was only sick for 1 year.
So
with AIDS.
this woman comes in and she is like an AIDS awareness lady, right? We're in 6th
I think it's
grade.
been right.
She comes in and she tells it about how you know can get AIDS and all this stuff, and then she goes, "Now here's how you protect yourself." And she like holds up a condom, right? And she puts the condom around her hand and rolls it all the way down to her elbow and says, "If you've got one this big, then you got a problem." And everybody was like, quiet, we're in 6th grade. And, you know, some redneck comes out and was like, "Well, I got a problem." It's just one guy to like 300 students. And then everybody started dying laughing, you know. You talking about that? I think that lady got sued by like 10 parents, you know. I mean, even back then.
You don't get the opportunity to throw that one out there.
I think that was Rodney Crawford. I hope he watches this.
I'm glad he took his chance. I'm glad he took his chance.
Go Rodney.
They used to have those like drug addicts come too and like tell us about how they turn their lives around, and then like you grow up, most of those people are still drug addicts.
Yeah. You see with the paper
Like, you
later.
realize like you meet some people who do that, especially in like open mic comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I would not hire you to come talk to a school.
I always thought the way they described it was so strange because they would be like, I used to do cocaine. Funnest time of my life.
Freebase
Like,
cocaine.
It was so much fun for 10 years, and then I ruined my life. And I'd be like, fucking 10 years was solid.
Yeah, you said it was
solid
awesome.
for 10 years. 10 years feels like forever to me right now.
But
I'm
right now in Atlanta,
9th grade.
Right now in Atlanta is scary as hell right now to do cocaine.
Why?
Everything is broken down with fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fuck cocaine in general.
Any like party drug is like not worth the risk.
Because it sells so much in Atlanta, so everybody's buying it. So these dealers are having to like break it down and then.
So what you're saying, they're cutting it with fentanyl,
Fentanyl,
right?
I think
Yeah.
the CIA does it. I might get killed for saying that. But
Well, they've done it before.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're the ones putting the fentanyl in everything.
They've done it
Yeah.
before. They've done it before. We can talk about that,
And then it
but
narrows it down
It's
to who
George
the dealer
Bush.
is. It
George
narrows
Bush
it-
is cutting it.
I made a
Clinton snorting it, going, this is a good batch
I
right
made
here.
a joke about that the other day. The way to stay safe doing cocaine is
Don't do
like
it.
the same way as if you're getting chased by a bear in the woods. You just got to be the person that doesn't want to do the cocaine the worst. Because if you go second, or if you just wait like 10, 15 minutes after somebody else does a little
Yeah,
bit
you
of the
could.
cocaine, you'd be fucking fine.
What if they get the foam on top and then you get the body?
Well, then it was your time to go, brother. You should
Well,
have
then
been
you should mix it
skydiving.
up real quick and then give it to them.
Yeah, shake it up real good at the beginning.
Don't let them do that.
Let me see that.
There's no
Yeah.
hard spots. Yeah, the whole thing.
So Coke's not good anymore. You might die from it, huh?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Was it ever good though?
Oh,
Like,
fuck yeah, it was good.
but
Are
I
you
feel like
kidding
the
me?
only fun part of cocaine is like pretending like you're the cool guy in the movie, and then like once you do cocaine, you're like, oh, I feel like shit. Why did I do this?
I don't know, man. No, I think every drug that I did, I was like, yeah, this is awesome, man. I was the cool guy at the party when I did it.
Have you ever done cocaine though and end up being alone at the end of the night?
Yes.
That right there is what turned me
No
off
comment.
cocaine.
My parents watch this podcast, so.
Well, mine do too.
That
and-
means yes, she has.
Mine do too, and I'm telling you, they like being in your bedroom, everything's clean, and you're still just pacing back and forth between your fucking dresser and the TV. Like, no, that shit is fucking awful.
You better get a Lego set, my man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that.
A bunch of assorted puzzles or something.
I won't
With
tell
all the puzzle pieces
I won't
mixed.
tell the whole story, but I ingested a bunch
won't build
at one
anything.
time, and had to go to like a place where because I ingested a bunch at one time and I had no choice.
You had
I
to
had
get your
to do it.
stomach pumped.
Nope. No. I wasn't doing that. I was just gonna die or live it out. You know?
That's a waste.
So I go to the closest friend's house, and it's late. It's like 1:30 or 2 in the morning when I get there. He's like, "Yeah, just chill in the living room," because I told him the story. I go in the living room. I have that little Nokia phone. Remember the little Nokia phones? And there's that snake game on there. I played that snake game for about 7 hours.
Did you win?
Man, I killed it, man. I got it where it couldn't even go anymore. I think I'm one of the only people that could do that. It was awesome. I was watching
Wasn't a
fucking
really big fan of
movies.
Snake.
It wasn't awesome because I was coming down like crazy. Man.
I never realized that like that little game with like the bomb. What's it called?
Minesweeper.
Yeah, Minesweeper.
Oh, yeah.
I never realized till I got older that like the little X's were telling you that
yeah.
the bombs were somewhere around.
I see my mom win at Minesweeper on like Windows XP. It was crazy.
Yeah.
She got the whole family together.
Game night.
Yeah, bro. I wonder
But y'all
how,
are just gonna watch me play.
Well,
I wonder
my
how
mom,
Minesweeper and Solitaire are the ones that made it.
my mom was a graphic designer, so she used to play Minesweeper and Solitaire like all day, every day.
That's just.
I like Cosmic Bowling
Horrid.
on the computer.
I used to play pinball like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
You find me
pinball.
locked in the room playing pinball, son.
And now you can get any game you want on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And they're a lot better than Solitaire.
I
Yeah.
could have swore that you were the one who told me how Minesweeper works, Bailey, when
I
we were
was.
like really young.
Yeah.
I
I've definitely always known how to play. I read the instructions like first time I ever played.
'Cause I felt the same way Bree did until you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
I literally would just
vaping?
like
Like
hit
eighth
a
grade.
bunch
Yeah,
of squares
yeah,
and like I thought I was doing good, but then I never realized that once you got close to the little red X that you were screwed.
Yeah.
Say, are you gonna blow out a bunch of smoke?
No.
Do it.
I used to work at the.
we were talking about what was that us? We were talking about the guy that was like,
Oh, yeah.
I used to work
it
at a
was our
smoke
last
shop.
podcast.
I wanted him to do it.
I used to do it, man. I used to build the coils and everything, and use like the
You had
the
that
little
handheld
deck.
jetpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just got annoying because I'd be sitting at home on my computer like writing or something, and my whole room would be full of smoke.
Fuck, it's hard to breathe in
My
here, and I'm a little
car.
dizzy.
When you're driving and your whole car's full of smoke, like it just doesn't look good.
It's awesome.
How does it get to that point?
Well, I was like working there, so I was just like bored at work because I'd be there alone a lot of the time. So I'd be like building coils and like making them as fat as possible, and I was getting a discount on all like the juice, and that's really what it came down to was like the money was, I was blowing a whole bottle of vape juice every time I hit the thing.
Vaping's weird. Vaping's one of the only things where like too much technology came out early. Like everybody had the fucking ability to blow super clouds, and then once we all got like these vapes that you can just take out of the pack and hit, everybody was like, this is what I was waiting for.
I think
I
it
remember
was
the
good.
Juuls. Like I didn't think that I had been vaping this long because I'm like I haven't been doing it that long. I've only been doing it for like a year or two. And then like I will see like things on my time hop pop up, and I would like
You were
would be
vaping?
hitting a Juul, like
No.
the mint Juuls. And
I
I'm
thought
like,
the Juul.
"Ugh."
I thought the Juul was where it was at when it came out, and
Oh, yeah.
now the fucking Views and the fucking
Kangs.
Kang. Why do you don't even really need to recharge it?
The
No.
views is like,
But if you're gonna
Views was
recharge it, this
$1.
thing is so much better.
See, I
It's
don't.
so far
I heard that
superior to
charging
the
them
Juul.
is like the worst one for you.
Fuck it.
I'm still like, I
See ya.
I
Bye.
refill the pods once like I smoke down all the juice, and so that kind of like
economic.
yeah.
My friend
Save
just
money
tagged
that
me in a
way.
Facebook thing where the girl was her lungs got filled with blood from vaping, and she ended up surviving. But
I definitely think it's not good for you.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Man, it was probably 2000 and
neither are cigarettes, and people still
Yeah.
smoke them.
It's probably 2004 or 5, and when one of my friends is married to a South African girl, and her family came over, and a girl had in 2004 had the small one, looked like a Juul, the small one, in 04. I'm like, what the hell is that? And she's hitting it at the restaurant. Everybody's freaked out because she's hitting a cigarette at the restaurant, and she's like, no, it's vape. You can't even smell it. And she's like, it's gonna come to you guys. I think she got it in Germany at the time. She was living in Germany maybe. And she's like, oh, the United States is going to catch on. Y'all are going to be smoking these. And damn if she wasn't right.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that far after that, was
Hell
it?
no, that shit caught on with a swiftness.
Well, they say that like and you might know this being a hardware tech guy that / comedian, but like they test it a lot of times. They test in other markets just to see if it's going to sell here in America. Like Japan is a big one. Like test and then it come over here and then see if it'll succeed or not. But they'd rather do it in a small market before they come over and fail in a big market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people were very against it in the beginning. I remember the whole like vape thing, and they used to suck at first. They used to be like the little cartridges with the little like cotton string coming out of them.
Like a tampon you smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that video though. There's a TikTok where girls walk around with an actual tampon and they're like, "You want to hit my vape?" And they'll like put the tampon in their mouth.
We hadn't even told the podcast who Billy is. Yeah.
Hey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm a hardware tech guy / comedian.
Yeah. Well, I wanted you to say.
No, I honestly didn't know you did tech at all until he was a comedian. Me and Bailey actually saw Billy at Joey's stand-up thing at the bar in Hiram, and I thought you were funny as shit.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
I wanted
no
you
doubt.
to describe that night for us.
Oh, it
'Cause
was like
they've heard it from our point of view and Joey's point of view, but we know all those fucking people. So like we're related to like 40% of that room between
No
me,
way, man.
Joey, and Jay probably. Oh yeah.
Well, I
Definitely.
guess
Fulton
like
County.
it looked like Electric Cowboy before it was Electric Cowboy, like Cowboys.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of good old boys. And so, I'm cool with whatever. I don't care. But then, like, I don't know what happened if just, like, I think there was too much hanging out before the show started.
There was a lot.
And did the show start late at all? That
It
might have
did.
contributed.
It started like
8:30
30 to 40 minutes late because I was going to be able to see most of it, but I ended up having to leave. But I saw all of yours, and I figured like you probably had the best slot as people paying attention because they weren't near as drunk.
Because I was first.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I love being first on a show, like, because you never know where
That
it's
and
gonna
in
go.
sex, right?
Yeah.
Being first is
oh,
great.
yeah. Well, I'm always first. There.
Yeah.
But
Never lost. Yeah.
so, like, I get it. It was a combination of things, but it just erupted into chaos. Like, probably 4 fights broke out.
Yeah.
One of the other comedians got kicked out for like hitting a blunt inside.
I didn't know that.
Who was
Which
it?
one?
Was it Cedric?
It was Matt, but
He's the owner. That's awesome.
but like it wasn't his blunt or anything. Somebody just happened to be smoking a blunt inside, and like how many fights broke out? Somebody went to jail.
Oh,
I felt bad that
Which
that
is
guy
Joey's
was going
friend.
to jail.
Which
Yeah.
is Joey's friend.
Well, he didn't have to go to jail, man.
Well, the thing is Joey tells us a story. Is they gave him multiple opportunities not to go to jail. He just wanted to go to jail.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. He didn't go to jail for what happened inside. He went to jail for what he was doing outside.
He
At
was
least
just
y'all were there
hammered,
when the
though.
car ran
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was wondering. I think Matt told the joke. It might have been you.
Yeah.
So the car ran through it. So Matt, I think it was Matt that goes, "Hey, I heard they turned this thing into a drive-through a little bit ago."
That which was a genius joke.
It was so awesome. I love the joke. I started dying laughing. Me and you were beside each
He
other.
asked me that when we came
Were
up there.
other
He was
people
like,
laughing? Because that was
No,
like,
it's
the
some
owner
people.
got mad. Like the
Yeah.
owner got real offended. But it's
Yeah.
like you know what this place is.
You know what the place is, and
Yeah.
he's classed this joint up. By the way,
It really-
My man,
it really has.
20 years ago, this thing was right out of Roadhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, this bar was fucking rough. I mean, it's nice. If you walked inside of this place, or not outside and inside this place with nobody there, you'd be like, this is a nice place. Mm-hmm. But it's still the same people.
I just had so many bad memories there.
That was the first thing I said when I got on stage. I was like, well, I wish I could have another drink, but I had to fight Patrick Swayze for this one.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
It was literally Roadhouse. Like
It
that's
was.
what I would describe it.
That's awesome.
It was a wild fucking first experience for me. I'll tell you that. My
You,
fucking mind was in so many different goddamn places.
You move the stage very well. Like
Thanks.
you've done this. You've done this for a while.
Yeah, I was in theater. I was like a theater kid growing up, and my middle school, like the first time they had a theater program at the school was like my 8th grade class, or maybe 7th grade. And so I had already had some theater experience, so they put me in that. And then we had a talent show, and I did stand up for the talent show. Like I wrote my own routine, and I had an older friend from my church help me write it, and then
He helped you spice it up.
yeah.
Threw some Noah jokes in there.
Well, he had just regular old jokes, but he was a funny guy. Like he used to write a bunch of productions for the church and things that were funny but clean.
Clean.
So my parents were real nervous about the talent show, and I did well enough, I guess. There's a tape somewhere, but
Is it a tape or a CD?
it was a VHS tape.
How old are you, Billy?
I think we lost it. I'm 29.
Oh, you're not that
Damn.
old.
When do you turn 30?
I figured that'd be a CD.
September.
I'm older
Where, are
than
you
by a
from,
couple
Georgia?
months.
Yeah, I'm from Marietta.
Okay.
Went to Sprayberry High School.
Nice. The redneck of the Cobb County schools. Love it.
Yeah, no, it
That
was
East
cool.
Spalding.
That's Paulding County, though.
Oh, yeah.
The redneck of the Cobb County, I said.
Oh, sorry.
Sprayberry was very diverse, which was like good if you're like a young person, but going into the real world, I had no idea of like some of the problems that existed, like
Taxes.
racism and sexism and taxes,
Yeah,
how to not be addicted to heroin, stuff like that.
Yeah. Don't put a needle in that vein.
Yeah. And then you said you worked for like a company that was doing shows, entertainment stuff, right? And that was how you kind of got back into
Yeah,
stand up later.
I was hanging out at a all ages music venue. It was called Swayze's. It was
Was it really?
yeah.
I performed there before.
Yeah. We had a big cutout. Oh, in a band.
He was.
I used to be a rapper.
Dwayne was a
Okay.
rapper.
What?
Yeah, his rapper name was called Dwayne.
We can talk about that later, though. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Swayze's was this place like, and it was a lot of things to a lot of people, but it was just a place where like anybody could sign up for a show. It may not be like the best show, but if you emailed him and you were like, I need a show, he would just give you like a list of dates that he could put you on. And so it was like anybody, and you could get up there and say or do anything, and no one would like get mad
It's
at
like
you.
a gaslight type place.
It was very like free speech
Yeah.
type of deal. So I started playing in bands because I would see like a lot of the touring bands would come through there, and so I started my own band in like high school, and then after high school, I started like booking shows and not really working there, but I would come help out if it was like there was going to be a lot of people and they needed like extra hands to make sure nothing crazy happened, which something crazy always happened. It wasn't like I was going to do anything about it.
Yeah, that's right.
You're just there for numbers.
Yeah, like, just to say like, oh well, he was supposed to be.
Look, we had
watching
9
there.
people there. Goddamn.
And I would get drunk, and people would get in fights and stuff. I would get like blitz
He'd watch
drunk.
him. Get him.
Yeah, pretty much. And the employees there were the most rowdy of all of them. I saw some of like the people who work in there like get into arguments with bands. Like anybody could pretty much be a promoter too if you hung out there. Like you could book your own shows and everything. So a lot of times like sketchy people would just like book a band, promise them like $1,000 or something for the show, and then the show would flop and they would just bail. And now like this band's mad at us. And we just hanging out there.
Yeah, this is the venue. Yeah.
Did that venue make any money with how it operated, or?
Oh yeah, because back in the day, people used to go to like punk shows and like rock and metal was a big like driving force. Like any given night on a metal show, you would have like 100, 150 people out. People still like to go to like deathcore and metalcore shows and stuff. But yeah. It was a really good setup because if you were a band and you wanted to like start playing shows and building a following, he would do it where you could come pick pre-sales up and then you keep like 70% and the venue takes 30% of whatever the pre-sale is. So there was opportunity to make money and you didn't have to pay to rent out the venue. Like a lot of times now I have to like pay $300 to rent out the venue and then I got to recoup that through ticket sales or whatever.
So you started doing stand up to gauge to buy the people not showing up time?
Yeah, I started out like I would just get up there and start doing stand up if a band would drop a show, like cuz usually when you have a touring band come through, you'll put like it'll be 1 or 2 touring bands and you want to sandwich them with local bands. So I book like a local band to open the show and a local band to close out the show. But they're all idiots, so and things happen like flat tires and stuff like that. So if a local band wouldn't show up, I would either like open the show or close the show with stand up. And the owner there liked my stand up and he liked me, so he just started like throwing me on shows before even like a band dropped or whatever.
How many days a week are you doing stand up now?
Right now, this week I'm booked 4 days out of the week.
Nice.
And
Is that a typical week?
That's kind of a lot, but usually like once a week is good to be booked, and then I'll do open mic the rest of the time just to like hang out and work on new stuff, and like meet other comedians and network and all that.
Have you done a lot of out of town gigs, or is it mostly here in Atlanta?
I did a lot of like touring and stuff before COVID. I was touring with a band. The band kind of split up once COVID happened, but I did a full comedy tour. It was like 2 weeks on the road. I think like 10 days.
Cool.
We did just East Coast, like Charlotte, Raleigh, Richmond, supposed to be Philadelphia, but we lost that one. Bowling Green, Ohio, and I think Louisville, Kentucky, stuff like that.
I've seen like especially in Atlanta, because I used to go watch stand up all the time. I worked right across the street from the Punchline for years and years, and a lot of it was localized type comedy. So it's hard for them to go and and you've seen this before, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But when you went on those tours, did you see people that wouldn't get the laughs that they would at some other place? And so it seemed like yours was not local at all. It was.
Yeah, I definitely learned that on the road. I would try to tell jokes about Atlanta and other cities and stuff, and it wouldn't work. Like, they don't get it because they don't live here. And you can change things. Like, sometimes when I get to a new spot, I would, like, look up the local, like, strip clubs so I could make fun of them, or like, you know, whatever is going on there. And I would also look to see like how the homeless problem is, because sometimes you can roast them for that. Like, it's like Atlanta's no better. So
strip clubs and homeless people.
Yeah, I don't want to like punch down on homeless people, but you can make fun of the people who are in charge of controlling that and helping those people in a way.
Yeah, they worked about the same way as you did at old Swayze's.
Yeah.
They were just there for support. Y'all go get them. They're still homeless. Y'all go get them.
Yeah, Swayze's, it'd be like, I started out doing like 15 to 20 minute spots, which...
It's kind of a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A long way to string it together early.
If you start open mic in Atlanta, you'll be doing like 3 minute spots mostly, like 4 minute spots. And that's good and bad because it toughens you up to where you can do like a 3 minute joke and like make it tight, but it also like can screw up your rhythm if you're not doing 15-20 minute spots, because then when you get a 15-minute spot, your
cadence have to be way different.
You're gonna run out of steam.
Your pace is a little different.
Yeah, cadence and pace and rhythm, it all matters a lot more than people realize. I think like music helps a lot. Like a lot of good comics are drummers or like dabble in some kind of musical instrument.
What is like what do you do besides going and doing a lot of gigs to promote your name?
I'm pretty bad at like social media stuff, which I've seen.
Like badass or not good?
Like terrible at it. Yeah, because I'm like I grew up with the Nokia phone, and like the internet didn't really exist, and also like I've gotten in trouble for jokes on the internet before, which looking back as a comic now, I should have like leaned in, but I got in real bad trouble. People were started sending me like death threats on Facebook over this joke I made.
Can you say it right now?
I can, because I feel like it's not that offensive.
And
now.
If it's really bad, we'll have them edit it out.
This was like 10 years ago, okay, and I will have to ask Joey for permission, because it was a picture of like a fallen Marine and his wife on a mattress next to his casket, and then another Marine standing guard. And it was this whole long, heartfelt story that would probably make my mom cry about how the Marine fell in battle. And then when he was brought back, his wife slept on the mattress next to his casket to be with him for one more night. And it was like, I don't know who I respect more, the wife for sleeping with him or the Marine who stayed up and kept guard all night. And I said, the Marine only stayed there so he could try to bang the other Marine's wife. And all these like military people just like brought the force of like hell down on me, dude. They were like calling my house, and like my parents were picking up, and people were like saying they were like coordinating getting in the truck and coming to fuck me up. And I was like, oh man, I don't think I like this social media stuff.
Reverse.
Well, we'll
that's
see.
not even that bad.
Honestly, I was
I know.
thinking it's not really that
I don't think
bad.
it's bad.
These days, your own friends on Facebook are saying like all cops are bastards and stuff.
But here's
Like,
the
it
thing,
wasn't
like,
even
they're not comedians.
That was funny.
It's so weird, like that people can say whatever they want to on Facebook, and they're not comedians. They work at an office.
They
do
mean
this,
what
do
they
this.
say.
Yeah.
They're actually taking a stand.
Yes.
I would never intentionally, with malice, disrespect like the armed forces. But if it's a joke,
Yeah.
then sometimes I can't resist.
I think Joe would be cool because he's a comedian. You know, he'd be like, yeah, I'll take that. I think that some people that are getting what do they call canceled is so fucking weird to me. I'm like, that's what this guy this girl or guy does entertainment for a fucking living. That's what they do, and you're gonna be like, I'm taking your money away because you did what you're supposed to do at your job.
Yeah.
It's like me going to Bailey and like, oh, you did 10 sales this month. Yeah, but you insulted every one of them. I go to there, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know, that's what she does at bartending. She insults all of her regulars, and they keep coming back for more.
That's what I do.
She's nice to you the first time you come in. That's it, son.
What do you talk about now?
I try to avoid like politics and like race and like anything like that. Currently, I'm working on like I have a joke about like guns that kind of like goes one way and then turns the other. So that one's a little tricky sometimes, especially in Atlanta. Atlanta's like very kind of left leaning. They don't want to talk about certain things, and then there's other things like.
That's ITP Atlanta,
Yeah.
not OTP Atlanta.
Yeah.
You could have talked about that at 278, and they'd be like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
motherfucker, take my fucking gun from me.
Yeah, but if you go to like Pond City Market and you're like
Yeah,
saying,
for sure.
"Oh yeah, I got
Guns
an
are good," and they're gonna, like-
AR-15," they're like, "Whoa."
I can't believe this. Yes. I saw
Say the word AR-15 and they're like,
Yeah, it's
I was
tough.
getting a
trauma.
biscuits at Martin's the other day, and I saw a guy say, if they come for your guns, give them your bullets first.
Yeah,
That's what a sticker says.
yeah, I got a guy on my pool team that has a shirt that says, if you call our guns illegal, we'll call them undocumented.
yeah. I think like it's terrible what happens with like gun violence and stuff, but if you look at like what's going on in Ukraine, that's like the best argument for private gun ownership. Is like if say what's his name, Justin Trudeau decides he wants to come take over
I'll kick that guy's ass and
if he dresses up
I
like
don't
a
think
genie
so.
and starts
I think
riding.
he'd beat you up. We had this podcast before, right?
I will beat the fuck
Look,
out
man,
of Justin Trudeau.
Justin
if I have
Trudeau
to.
dressed like
pull him up.
Sinbad or whatever from the Halloween party, riding a horse. That's intimidating.
But you're right. If that happened in
Spirit
Ukraine
from
here,
the movie.
everybody's already armed. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Good luck.
Look up
Yeah.
his fucking tail of the tape. Look at him grasping his wife over there, dude.
He looks
No
like he
way.
could invade at any moment.
Yeah.
Well, El Chapo, man. El Chapo was basically a political figure. If he decided
All right, he's fucking
someone like that,
See his stats.
yeah, because they don't want to talk about him.
how tall is he?
Not tall enough. If that guy was 6'5", it would say 6'5" on his stats over here.
That's the first thing it
for
would
sure.
say.
What's his stats? Yes. I want to see what his weight is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not.
What's his
I'm not
bicep
saying
Right.
circumference?
Yeah, I need to know his dimensions.
Before the fight, he was 162 pounds, but he walks on the street at 185.
No, we ain't gonna find it, bro, because they don't want.
He's got a bachelor's of arts degree.
They're probably working
In
really
literature.
hard to keep those stats out of the internet. Canada as a whole. You
Well-
know? Because he's not a big guy.
That-
He's not a scary guy.
He's
He's-
not scary.
No, he's not scary.
But I mean, you know,
Good looking guy.
If he had a beard, though, I think she would do him.
proximity wise,
He's a good looking guy.
he looks like he could.
But
grow
he's
a
short,
beard.
I
Need a
think.
beard?
for his-
He's got
Huh?
some
You
shadow.
would need a beard.
Yeah. Hey, that's not enough hair for you, is it?
No.
A little bit of shadow.
Looks like a baby face.
A little bit of shape to it. Yeah. Fuck Tristan. Sure
Did you know that? Did you know that no president since they basically invented the home razor has had a beard?
Is it? Because well, I guess a lot of them used to be like military.
Military that you can't.
No,
that
because
was
it,
a
it was
big thing
it was
with
really
the-
hard to shave at first. You'd have to shave with a knife or something. When Gillette came out, the actual name
Razor.
God Gillette came out with the razor that you could use at home. It was a lot easier, didn't hurt as bad. Or you'd have to go to the barber to get. So they just didn't. They grew beards, and most men had beards then. But when they started doing the razor, all the professional type people were clean shaved, and it was a trust thing. It's like I trust this guy without a beard more.
Yeah.
I'd like to have just a bearded president that's ready to kick some ass though in there now.
It is weird. Like, why is it that it's more professional to have a shaved face?
That's gone away too. There's a lot more people even in business.
I'm trusting somebody with a beard more than I'm trusting somebody with a baby face.
Well, I mean they've done studies about it.
But sometimes
They've
you
done
can
studies about
hide
it.
your
Yeah, it's like a mask.
intentions behind the beard.
Well, then mask came out.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's like a domination thing. Like,
No, I mean
you
they've
have
done
to shave your
they've done
face.
studies on people that trust people more without facial hair. They've
but
actually done studies.
Pretty much like a mask that we all had to wear.
Well,
Like,
that's
how do
just
you
been the
trust-
last 2 years. I don't.
Well, now the airplanes took it away.
If a guy goes into a bank with
Really?
a mask and he doesn't walk out with money, you could trust him.
Yeah,
I'm
you
about
can
to fly on
fly with
You
Tuesday.
no
walk out without a bag
No
of money.
mask.
No mask.
No mask.
No more mask.
Hmm.
No more mandate.
Can we
no more.
smoke on planes again?
No, you can't. You can vape. It says including vape, but you can vape in one of those bathrooms as long as you're not
Yeah.
putting out the damn
You just
exhaust
gotta
of a
blow in
truck.
your shirt.
I just
Yeah,
wish
that's
there
it.
was like
That's
a
it.
place
I've
you could
done
vape inside the airport terminal before you get on the plane. That shit is
There's
so
a smoking
annoying.
section.
Yeah, in Atlanta,
Yeah.
but it's like far as hell from.
That-
No,
like,
They took those away.
Yeah,
there's no
I don't
Very,
know.
very recently, they took the smoking sections out
What?
of Atlanta. Yep.
I don't even need a smoking section, just a vaping section. Let me
See,
just.
I wouldn't even
Same
wanna
thing.
go in-
little
Doesn't even
booth.
count.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Same
go in
thing.
the
Yeah, it
smoking
don't
place
count.
because then you would smell like a cigarette. Like, as soon as you walk in, it's
I don't care.
disgusting. Ugh.
Man, I was on a plane, because they don't want you answering your phones and shit. I can't remember where me and my wife were going, but she's sitting by me, and my phone goes off when we were like rolling to go take off, and I hit end, but I said hello real loud because everybody's quiet. And I just said hello, and everybody's like, I was like, I'm just messing with y'all.
Supposedly at a certain altitude, it can fuck with
It
the-
does not.
That-
No, it doesn't.
My friend works for Boeing. She said
I
it does.
don't give a shit. It does not.
It
Here,
does.
let me tell you the reason why.
What
It's
department
not.
is she?
It's not. It's not.
The marketing.
She's an engineer.
Do you know?
She's an engineer, asshole.
It does not mess with it. It doesn't mess with it. I promise you, it doesn't. You can ask a lot of engineers. The real reason they don't want you fucking making phone calls and they cut it off in the air where you can't do it.
I can
and don't
FaceTime her right now.
I don't care.
Because you're wrong.
No, I'm not
I'm
wrong.
interested.
And where's your fucking helmet?
let's
Because you lost
FaceTime
the
her.
We just
bet.
threw a
So
little
listen-
white
Oh, you didn't wear your
We'll have to
You
do-
didn't wear the
we'll have to-
helmet.
We'll have to do that. No, I'm just saying. If you had 30 people on the phone having conversations on the phone when you're there, it'd drive you fucking nuts. It would drive you fucking nuts. And
Yeah.
everybody be on their phone fucking talking. That's the reason why they don't do it.
Also, like, even if it did mess up the instruments, like,
Doesn't.
wouldn't they have to fix that problem because there's always going to be some asshole who's like,
That does do it.
nah, it doesn't do anything.
See? No, I don't get on my phone because I don't get my phone, and they don't work.
And it sounds preposterous anyway that they would build some shit and being like, but nobody use your fucking phone.
Yeah, they're just
they'll fuck
relying
with
on
it.
all these
Yeah.
people to do that.
We just spent
Ridiculous.
all this money to put all this shit in all these airplanes, and we're undone by one phone call.
Oh my God, that fucking plane wrecked with 342 people in it. What happened? Somebody answered a fucking phone call.
I could see how, like, maybe like 20, 30 years ago, maybe the tech wasn't all the way there, and some of the frequencies could get
There used
messed
to be the
up.
phones on the plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but 40 years ago there was no cell phones.
Oh yeah.
But you're still riding 30-year-old planes.
Well, that was hyperbole.
Well, they have landlines on the plane back then.
Yeah, if you're flying Frontier or if you're flying Spirit, they are absolutely 30 and 40-year-old planes.
Yeah.
How did you have a landline on a plane that's in the air?
Work like that, bro.
That's how, like,
Right, like
if you look back at 9/11, that's how, like, people were leaving, like, voicemails for their...
No, they weren't. They were using
that
cell
was
phones
something,
then.
Some, but other people
Yeah.
were using the landline phones.
Yeah,
Because if you don't have
the guy from
service-
Pennsylvania that
So you're
that
saying there's a
crashed up there
wire.
actually talked to his
There was a
his
wire.
phone
Connected
You know
to
that?
this plane.
Who?
The guy from
In every
Pennsylvania that
city
wrecked
that
in
it travels
Pennsylvania,
to.
he talked to his mom on his cell phone.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
other people left voicemails like, I don't think it's looking good.
It must have
Yeah.
hopped off like satellite.
Yeah, and
or
the
something.
terrorists were like, "Oh no, he's on the phone. We're going down.
That's the real
Hang up the phone right now.
You're gonna fuck this all up. You're gonna fuck this
We're
all
not
up.
gonna make it to the Pentagon. Hang up."
Oh, now we're gonna land in a field in Pennsylvania. Fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't the bravery of the passengers. It was the phone calls.
The guy sent a text to his girlfriend, and our mission failed.
See, that would have got me in trouble online.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
No, trust me. There's still a little bit of room for us to get in trouble online. We're towing the gray area. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
we're
really
gonna get
excited
away
about
with
putting
Yeah.
that one up.
But now you can joke about 9/11 all you want.
Sure.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, at
It's
least we
just
won't
like
forget.
what can't you joke about? Jada Pinkett or
I mean, I think you can joke about anything because I don't give a shit. I'll still listen to that person. But I don't think you can, a comedian could get on the stage and I can be out in the crowd and go, that motherfucker just talked about this.
I saw Cosby after the allegations.
Live?
And, yeah, I got a free ticket because my friend's a scalper. And people were like...
Scalper for a living.
I went to the show. I was like, when am I going to have another chance to see Cosby?
Never. Yeah, good call.
Because it was like
How was it?
It was in the middle of the court cases. He was old, and
Of course.
and there were people protesting out front when I got there, and then there were people like standing up in the middle of the show, like yelling at him like every
Didn't
like
skip a beat, did he?
15 minutes. Nah, he just ignored it.
Consummate professional right there, that guy.
What a guy.
That guy. He's fucking born.
And I'd
to-
be like, and you
he's
still bought a ticket to come and fucking see me.
he's
Yeah.
born. He's born to have that mic on stage, man. Let him out.
My mom
See
did
what
not
this fucker's
believe
got
it.
to say.
My mom was like, she did not believe
I
that.
didn't
My mom
believe
didn't
it
either.
either.
My mom didn't either.
I didn't believe
I
it because I used
believe
to
it.
watch the Cosby Show.
I was
Loved
like, I
it.
knew that motherfucker was silly.
Well, dude, hanging out at Swayze, seeing like some of the old like band guys messing with like the young girls and stuff like that. It was just like
Why didn't you tell him
And it
not
was
to
like
if they were cornering him?
bands that I didn't really know, but you like hear stories and stuff. Like I don't get involved in like
Billy saw a sexual assault and didn't damn turn it in.
Okay,
Whoa.
hold on. I didn't see anything, but I would hear the stories and stuff, and it would be like people I thought were cool or used to think was cool or whatever. So
Yeah.
the hero worship like died for me at a young age.
Did you laugh at the show? Was it funny?
It was
Because he
alright.
got preachy at the end, right? Like at the end of his things, he would talk about real shit most of the time.
Yeah, he was telling stories about like his life.
Yeah.
It wasn't that funny. I
Yeah.
saw him at the Fox Theater when I was in like 8th grade, and I remember that being good.
I heard at the later of his career, and I saw him probably in the late 90s, and it was funny. But the guy could do 8 hours if he wanted to on
Yeah.
stage. He was a fucking he was an animal. He could go all day. I think he had the record at one point for on stage, and then of course like Dane Cook beat him, and then Chappelle beat him for like 10 or 13. What are we laughing at here, man?
I had a joke in my head, but it was fucked up, so I saved it.
I saw
saved
Foxworthy on the same deal. My ticket scalper friend had one ticket, and he was like,
Can't
anyone?
sell one ticket.
Yeah, he's like, anyone who wants to go see Foxworthy? I was like, I'll go.
$7, yes.
And that was good. It was he didn't have an opener or a host or anything. He just walked out and started.
Did it? At Fox.
At Cobb EMC.
Cool. He's a legend too.
Yeah, and I remember everybody walking out was like really happy with the show, with talking about how good it was, and it was the widest audience I've ever seen.
Nah, I can't believe that.
It looked like that show in Hiram, only like times 10 or whatever.
They were out and about on the town, 45 minutes away from their house at the Cobb EMC. Yeah. Nice.
And everybody was talking about like how they liked that it was a clean show.
Well, he always did that.
Yeah. Which I can do both, and I try to read the crowd. Sometimes I read it wrong. Sometimes I think they want clean, and then the next comic comes up and they do like dark or dirty, and it does really well. And I'm like, oh man,
let me go back out there and do my dirty shit.
Yeah, let me talk my shit. I didn't know.
Damn. Oh, Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I feel like with like the dirty stuff.
I can't believe he's not dead.
Yeah, I think he's out of jail right now.
No, he definitely is, but I'm saying I can't believe he's not dead. Most of the time, when somebody is that big, like Joe Paterno and all these people that something like that happens to their career, and they've been doing it for 50 years, 40 years, they die of something real quick afterwards because their life is ruined. This guy's like, fucking, I don't care. I'm old. I was going to retire anyways. Y'all just forced me into retirement.
Yeah.
You know?
That was what I was going to say. You know, the reason he didn't do 8 hours, even though he could have, was because sleeping pills don't last that long.
He needed a nap. Yeah, that's right. They're solid 4 hours, right?
Yeah. What a fucking freak. God.
You saw that
It's actually so crazy. It's like, now that I actually run that story back in my head, that guy was America's fucking grandpa.
And he was telling other comedians.
So crazy.
Like, he was telling other comedians, like, oh,
Don't cuss.
you got to clean it up and this and that. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, didn't he say that to Richard Pryor?
No, he said it to Eddie Murphy. And
that's right.
And he told Richard Pryor, like, man, Bill Cosby called me and was like, you need to clean up your act. And he said that Richard Pryor was like, fuck that motherfucker. He goes, you fucking do whatever you want to fucking do. He just went off on him.
God.
So,
Life of the old comedian.
Yeah,
crazy
I can't believe it. I really can't believe he hadn't died.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, guy's a trooper.
So O.J. Simpson's still fucking wearing it out too.
Yeah, but he got fucking, not guilty.
That was
whatever.
a mulligan.
Yeah, that guy got a reprieve.
What kind of money? But so what kind of money do you think that Bill Cosby still makes off things that he has to get paid on? Because O.J. Simpson has to get paid on his NFL pension. Nothing can take that away until he dies.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't matter whether he's in jail or whatever. He gets X amount of money every month, every year.
It's probably not a, like, do you see him on TV? I don't see Family Matters or nothing
They
like that.
don't play
Matters
the
not
Cosby
his.
Show anymore.
But you got to understand how much shit he produced that was behind the scenes that they'll still play, that he was the executive producer, he was this, he was that he makes so much money off. He might have some kind of money in Jell-O.
Same with like Harvey Weinstein.
Oh,
like,
tons of money.
All his movies are probably still on Netflix and HBO and whatever.
Sure.
So,
and he gets paid residuals off the stuff. So
get paid.
like you can't take it away from him. I wonder how much money I bet it's a lot.
I bet he's finding that, I think.
No, this dude's looking at shoes. Hey, Tristan, what are you finding on the shoes? You going with flip flops? You going with the pink?
It says Cosby is still eligible to receive royalty payments from the shows.
Give me that Prada bag, bro. Oh, coach.
How much though?
Give me that.
But what I'm saying is he's like it's all the things that you don't know he did.
Yeah.
Like that you have no idea that he did. Like
all of it is indeed that.
Tons of them because
all
like
of those things.
The Cosby Show is not on air anymore. That nobody plays it, which is sad. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Good show. I love that show.
But all the shows around it. He did a lot of cartoons. All
when
kinds
do you
of stuff.
think like the celebrity worship will finally be over, if ever?
Never.
For Bill
Never.
Cosby?
For just
Or
everybody,
you just
like,
mean celebrity worship in general?
yeah,
never.
like Kim Kardashian.
No.
Or
Are you talking about you're a celebrity because you're a celebrity just because?
But I feel like
because there's a difference between I like this person because they're a great actor, or I like this athlete because they're a great athlete. Then hey, that girl is on a reality show.
Being an influencer.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like we're moving toward like people are realizing that just because this person's a great actor, that doesn't mean they're a good person.
For sure.
And you didn't really have that before, like the internet existed.
I don't know if it's ever going to go away.
I don't think it will. I think it's only going to get worse.
And we're moving to a thing where like it's weird, like people are like pseudo celebrities, like they have a million followers on Instagram, but I don't know who they are.
I mean, there's pseudo celebrities to me because I agree with you. Like this person is not that great at one thing, like that you're like, oh, this person, like what Jake Paul and his brother, right? They're fucking incredible marketers, and I like that as a business person, but there's not one thing you can go, they're awesome at that. There's not one thing you can go, that is what they were born to do.
One of them isn't a boxer.
Yeah, they're both boxers, but they're not boxers per se. Have they had good fights? Yes, but they're not really boxers yet in my brain. They're not. No. They
Logan
fought.
Paul in his own right is a fucking A+ tier content creator.
Yes.
It just feels like it's
Other
all...
than that, they're like just into other shit.
I mean,
they're like doing rich people shit. They're just getting into
they
other
boxed
shit.
a lot and boxed notable people, but not in their prime. They're not going to take on the world champion that is 26 years old, 27 years old. That ain't happening.
The whole thing felt like it was just like a money grab.
And
like
they grab it too.
The fight between Mayweather and like it just seemed like you're pandering to make money.
Yeah, what is
and
Mayweather's like 40-something years old now.
COVID kind of helped that because that's when TikTok flew.
Sure.
And soon as TikTok flew, then they got their 5 main stars and...
Yeah.
No, you know the black eye of that whole thing is that TikTok fight. Is when they made all the TikTokers and the YouTubers fight.
Yeah.
That is the black eye of that celebrity boxing shit because there was like a 3-hour event of all of about 8 punches landed. Yeah. That shit was fucking
dude,
miserable.
the first one, what was it, like Jake Paul, or I guess it wasn't the first one, but like Jake Paul versus like
Nate Robinson. I think that was the first big
Bryce
one.
Hall.
what was the one with Doja Cat where like Justin Bieber and Doja Cat came out and played?
Yeah.
I was like,
was that Mike Tyson?
They fought each other?
No. Was that Mike Tyson?
Doja Cat and Bieber got a fight?
that would have been cool. But
I think that was Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson.
they were doing like a full concert after like every like
it was Triller.
opening
It was like
fight.
Snoop Dogg and all
Triller.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Mike Tyson fight.
So Snoop Dogg was the light of all that when his commentating was so fucking funny. He was great the whole time. I think he should have got a multi-million-dollar contract for that, but he was set for just doing the boxing
Just
or whatever.
for doing the commentary for Triller.
And he was funny as shit.
He signed a deal with Fanbase too, which is like
Yeah.
some sort of social media app, and that guy's gonna be so.
When he knocked Nate Robinson out, he knocked him out, and everybody's like, "Oh," because he wasn't moving. He's like, "Man, Nate's from the hood. He be all right."
Yeah.
Snoop was good, man. Like he's entertaining.
I just seen today that Cameron Diaz and Snoop Dogg went to high school with each other, and they're 1 year apart. And Snoop Dogg used to sell.
Cameron Diaz is from Compton.
Yeah, she used to sell.
Or Long Beach?
He used to sell her weed when he was in high school.
I didn't know she was from Long Beach.
I think
funny.
Snoop Dogg should be a comic. Like,
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah,
He would
And
do well.
T.I.'s doing it now, right?
I love him. On
Oh,
the show.
he got booed off stage.
yeah, he is.
Yeah. Have you
yeah.
been in there where he's at?
Snoop Dogg got booed off.
I have
stage?
not
No T.I.
been on a show with T.I. yet, but he did get in some trouble. Like, you might have saw it on social media. He went to Lauren Knight's show at Our Bar on Mondays, and he was like super drunk, and he was like heckling her and stuff, and they got into it, and then somebody like filmed it and put it online.
And he was in stage? He was off stage doing it?
Yeah, he was off
And
stage.
you know Lauren Knott.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
she made a joke about like his like sexual assault allegations or whatever that got like dropped. But he got super upset about that and like came on stage and tried to like snatched the mic away from her. He was being like super intimidating to her like on
Can't do
stage.
that if you want to be a comic.
Yeah, it
You
just
can't
made it
fuck
look
with other
like
comics.
T.I.
not
is
a real
also another
comic.
guy that, like, if you had to, you would beat his ass. But there would be several people employed by him to come beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, he had a
T.I.
bodyguard
was the one that
there
was
that
like
night.
would try to get in a fight with Roy Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
At the strip club in Vegas?
Yeah, but he would get fucking murdered.
He must
Yes!
he must be just getting like hammered drunk everywhere he goes.
He was in that was a
Guy's got
whole
that
brawl
little
or whatever,
man
and I think
complex.
that what was said at that club is he's like, you won't fight me. You got to fight in the ring. He's like, I'll fight you on this table.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'd hurt him bad. T.I.'s a weird guy. He got in some weird shit later in his
Yeah.
life. He's got
Yeah, the gun
bit of
charges were
attitude.
weird because you're so rich. Like hire this company with a lot of guns.
Yeah.
You ain't got to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a status thing, right?
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
just
have
get-
a lot of guns and money and cars.
Sure, I
Bit
guess,
hoes.
but you don't have to go to prison for it.
What was that show where they
Yeah,
were
right.
where they were rapping on
How do
Netflix.
you go to prison for guns?
Rhythm
If you have a
Flow.
felony,
Rhythm and Flow. Did y'all watch Rhythm and Flow? He was one of the judges on Rhythm and Flow, and I think he owns most of that show. It's fucking awesome. Like that T.I. is great. This other shit.
What
is
was their
weird.
What was their
I've heard of
reality
that
show?
show.
Was that the reality show? Rhythm and Flow.
I don't know. I don't think it was that much a reality show. They were literally
He
just
was
like
like-
writing their own.
It was him as
raps.
kids and Tiny.
No, that's T.I. and Tiny. Yeah.
Okay,
That
yeah.
was that, but that's old. That's like in
Rhythm and
good
Flow's not
T.I.
like
like-
an American Idol
Yeah, for
of
rapping,
Of
right?
rapping, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
T.I.
That's
and
what I thought it
Tiny's
was.
like same age as like Fantasy Factory.
Yeah,
It's older, but it's fucking.
I miss the old MTV.
So where are you going to be the rest of this week?
Tomorrow I'm on a show at like a CBD shop in Stone Mountain. It's like a 420 show. And then
Fuck, tomorrow's 420.
yeah.
It's one of
We
my
didn't
good
talk
friends.
about
It's
that.
one of my best friends' birthdays.
Friday I'm featuring at El Dorado. It's down by like Georgia State off of Edgewood Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a little comedy club that they just started. It's on the corner and it's real small, probably holds like 50 people.
Is there a place that you're like, there every week?
I used to go to the Strand in Marietta,
Marietta
but
Square,
I don't know if you met him, Nickelbag Rick. He used to run that one and he passed away. So they still do McCracken's on the Marietta Square because I live right
I
over
like
there.
McCracken's.
So I go there a lot, not every week, but it's Mondays at 9.
Open mic?
Yeah.
I work.
On Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mondays are. He said you're a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mondays are usually like bar night.
I mean,
Monday through Sunday's bar night.
I mean, Mondays are good for me. It's
I
one of
thought
my
bar-
favorite
the
shows.
Mondays-
There's
is
just
the
a lot
worst
of like
night.
open mics on Mondays.
Have you ever been to Old Town Kennesaw? If you live in Marietta,
Yeah.
that's where I work.
Long time ago, but
That's where I work.
'cause I quit drinking 4 years ago, so I don't really go to bars unless there's
doing
comedy. Yeah.
No drinking,
Yeah.
just smoking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is there a certain reason you stopped?
Just not good at like self-control. And I'm very like sensitive to substances, like anything. So
Especially the new cocaine.
yeah.
Everybody's sensitive to that shit. Son.
Well, even the old cocaine, like it was just never for me. Like drugs and alcohol, they're just not for me.
What do you want to talk about 420?
I get too fucked up, man.
No, I'm just surprised. I forgot about it, so
Yeah.
we could have talked about that.
Do
but
you have
It's been a good podcast.
Tristan, do you have plans on 420? Do you celebrate 420 with your, you and your girl
Fiancé?
and fiance?
No, I don't
Y'all have
really.
like a Rock Mart like 420 party?
Tristan posted a video of all of like this like montage of his girlfriend earlier.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Because I love her.
I mean, that's just
Yeah,
like a
that's
foreign
sweet.
language to me, dog. Like I'm just asking.
I actually made that like 2 weeks ago, and it was in my drafts.
You're just sitting on it.
And she got upset, so I was like, it's a good time. I'm just kidding.
Get out of the doghouse.
It just seemed like a good time to post it. She wasn't upset.
He's gonna edit that out.
So you're going to be at a vape shop on 420.
Yeah.
So there's
Well,
going
it's
to be
like a
some smoking there.
CBD shop. I don't know if they have vape.
Weed.
I
Is it going to
honestly
be a
don't
parking
know.
lot or just in the shop?
A parking lot.
I figured they would be like in a shopping center.
Like an open area.
The producer is John Chappell, and then Joel Byers is hosting.
Joe Biden's going to be there?
Yeah. Joel Byers, he has a podcast called Hot Breath. He does like interviews with comedians. He's had like Cedric the Entertainer.
Nice.
He's had like Andrew Schultz on.
Damn.
I mean, kick him while he's down. Why don't you?
No, I'm just saying. But he's like a good guy, and I'll introduce y'all at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
And he does like a comedy class as well. But he's hosting, and so I assume it'll be a professional show with chairs and shit.
A guy got kicked out of the pool hall last night for smoking like those joints that you can buy in the cigarette pack that are CBD.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the pool hall last night for smoking them in there. They were like, "Hey,
Why?
you can't smoke weed in here," and he's like, "It's not weed." And they were like, "Yes, it is, bitch. You gotta leave." And he was like, "All right." He tried to like give them the thing to show them like it's not weed, and they pulled it out, and it looked exactly like a fucking joint. They were like, I know what this is. Get out of here. And he was like, all right.
This is exactly what that is. It's weed.
I don't do the CBD thing, but more power to you if you do. It costs
Or
about the
less
same
power.
as much as like regular weed does. So.
Yeah. Just with none of the added psychological benefits.
Do you have plans for 420? Are you gonna celebrate in any way?
Nah, we used to when I was back, like when I was younger, high school,
did
a
too.
little bit after. We would definitely get all kinds of weed
Yeah.
and try to get some cool kinds and roll up some unique shit. But like, nah, I don't like getting abundantly high that much anymore.
But when we were like right out of high school, in high school, we would on 420.
We
would
were
just
big on
wear
the
it
hot
out.
box. The hot box was the thing when I was coming out. It was like just get 3-4 of your friends, lock yourself in a car, and see who fucking whose
Wants to get out first.
whose pulse gets low first.
At my old house, I had this roommate, and he always wanted to like build a blanket for it on top of the table. It was like a table this size. He would put blankets all over it, and then we would crawl under and smoke weed. And I'm like, why are we doing this, man? We're like,
Y'all were like
grown men.
12.
We were like 25.
Why are we doing this? That's
Like,
awesome.
this sucks, man.
Like, you
where
can
else?
sit on the couch and fucking
Like you're
do
smoking,
that.
and you're like, hey, let's get under the fort. Is there curls under there? No.
It was like hot and stuffy down there. Yeah.
Incredible. That friend is, where's he at now?
Nashville.
Ah,
love
is he
Nashville.
still doing forts and hot boxing?
He's a maintenance man.
Yeah, he
See
definitely is then.
he definitely is. Dude.
My last girlfriend used to like to do that, to like make a big fucking
I love forts.
make a big like balloon with the covers, and then get under it real fast and dive in
Yeah.
there and smoke pot
That was
in
my
there.
favorite shit to do in like elementary school.
We
The
had, like-
big thing, and then you
Bree does that with
Yeah.
farts.
We had a broom handle. She had a broom handle, and we would like do it really big and stick the broom handle in the middle so it would stay small. We would get under there and smoke pot, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. Like,
How can we get a hold of you, man?
Everything is at Billy Willig. So just at my name and Instagram, Facebook. I have a website, billywilligcomedy.com.
YouTube channel?
YouTube, just Billy Willig. I'm like the only person in the world named Billy Willig because it's a stupid ass name.
is your
But it's
name
easy
really
to find
Billy?
me. It's William Willig.
Yeah, that's.
So-
I was about to ask. That's even more difficult.
Well, Billy is just a nickname for William
know.
Willig.
Oh, why
Billy's-
not Liam?
Yeah.
Billy is making the most out of it for sure. If you went by William Willig, I don't know. Actually,
That'd be funny.
now that I say it, it's
That'd be
not
good.
that bad.
It's real easy to say Billy, but
What's
it's
your
kind of
middle
hard
name?
to say Billy Willig Lawrence.
Should have went with that.
William Lawrence Willig. That would look nice on a
You
flyer.
do sound like
No, that would look, like I could see it like the WW sign on like before you go into your ranch, with the
Yeah.
wrought iron, the WW
Yeah.
ranch.
That's my
Yeah.
dream. Is
Lawrence.
that.
definitely sound like
See?
the
Like a
third most
homestead.
important person in the movie.
Yeah.
You do not look like a Lawrence.
You need to get a brand, a WW brand on your back.
William was my grandfather on my dad's side, and Lawrence was my grandfather on my mom's side. And my dad's brother is also named William.
Damn.
And his
son.
other brother's named Jonathan. My brother's name is Jonathan.
If y'all keep following that logic, y'all are gonna have some old ass names.
That's facts.
in
Yeah.
your life.
That's
William
facts.
is an old name though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my boss's name.
Wilhelm.
Yeah.
And then Willig is a small town in Germany. And my ancestry is from Germany.
So if you want to find him, go to Germany.
Germany. That's
Yeah,
it.
go
That's it.
to a small town in Germany.
I've seen Billy, his show. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
appreciate it. It was funny as hell. Y'all go see him. Go to his YouTube. Go to Instagram. Give him some love. It was a good time, man.
Yeah,
for
thanks so
coming.
much.
Come
Yeah,
on,
man.
brother.
Soup
on
sandwich.
YouTube, I got like a little special. So
Yep.
Hell yeah.
All of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the money, 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 all of the money.